Despite testing going horribly and not a single soul in Japan doing anything with Dewgong in the 3 months it's been available, I'm playing it today. But even if I lose every single game, I'm still uploading this video, because I know how much you enjoy watching me suffer. Anyway, if you remember Armarouge, Dewgong is that, except it doesn't have access to Ho-Oh for energy acceleration. So you have to look elsewhere. It could be anything from Team Rocket Spidops to Glass Trumpet to Mega Audino to Power Glass to Jinx to Smeargle or even Regigigas. Yeah, life was a lot simpler when it was just Ho-Oh. By getting a ton of energy in play, including Prism, you have access to a myriad of different attackers. Mega Kangaskhan's a no-brainer since it draws cards and can one-shot anything if your name isn't Trust Your Pilot. Wellspring Masked Ogerpon can snipe the bench, and you can hit weaknesses with things like Clefairy, Koraidon, and Tapu Koko. Basically, this deck has a chance in almost every matchup, but getting set up can be a huge problem. Still, if PDCGL cooperates with you, it won't be difficult to seal the deal. Well, hang on. We have 11. Okay, I'm going for it. Yes. Oh my God, I am the smartest player in the world. I was wishy-washy about whether I should take the mulligan because this was absolutely a CARMINE hand, and then we get a Legacy Energy because, of course. All right, so Tarountula, Legacy Energy. I think we put the Latinas down because that doesn't get knocked out. And then Quick Sign, the dream, the absolute dream team here. We go for Seel. And then I think I go for, we don't go for Kangaskhan. We don't want anyone weak to fighting. And then just Ogerpon, right? Because how do they win if I have Ogerpon? So maybe I shouldn't have put all these other things into play. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with Legacy Energy, they can't win the game because Ursaluna has an ability. Okidogi has an ability. If they have Mega Zygarde, that could do it. So I do regret this because I want this to be a competitive game. So I win this matchup. If I do nothing else for the rest of the game, oh, that was this was their out. They discarded their out to win the game. So I was very concerned because this deck is designed, you want to have a turn 1 Volbeat. Quick Sign is great. I think we're undervaluing Call for Family people, especially in a Badoo world without Nest Ball. We're undervaluing things like Volbeat. If you're playing a CARMINE deck, what the hell is this hand? What the crap is this hand? All right, well, if we can just get an Ultra Ball and a Water Energy in hand and a Dewgong, we'll be fine. We did not get any of those things. We did not get the Water Energy. We got everything else. So in this situation, I guess I just retreat because I don't want to lose the Legacy Energy. Because now they can knock out anybody they want and it doesn't matter. Yeah, more like don't gong, am I right? And then I end turn. That's what I was thinking. I still think Volbeat is the best one. Because yes, there's the Chatot that puts 3 bench Pokemon into play, which is really good. But remember, we don't have Nest Ball. Badoo is everywhere. And I think it's worth it to sacrifice the extra 1. Because how many situations are you going to find yourself in where you're like, oh man, I really needed to have 3 bench Pokemon instead of 2? I think it's better to go, hey, if I ever start the game, right? They win the coin flip, they tell me to go first. I think it's better to have Volbeat. Because if you start Volbeat, your turn 1 is perfect, right? You get everything. You basically get a double Nest Ball if you start Volbeat. So I am firmly on Team Volbeat, especially if you have a Latias EX in the deck and, more than like 2 energy. But I think they're about to realize they can't win the game because they have already played their supporter. Everyone in their deck has an ability. The only way they can win is if I lose. Are they retreating? Retreating is the worst thing you can do right now. Okay, so yeah, they have the Solrock. So the way that I win this game now is just by not losing. So they know what they're doing. What the hell is this crap? We have to put you into play. Area 0 Underpants. I will play with my balls because we want to get rid of all of these. I want to go get the Spidops. We do have Clefairy. And I have Legacy Energy and stuff, so we should be totally fine. We did prize 2 water, which would explain why I haven't found anything. And CARMINE. There we go. Still no energy in the discard pile. Okay, so yeah, this guy will be important, I think, at some point. It's still a bit of a sketchy matchup because if they had kept the Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon and attached to the Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon, then they were just able to hit into me with Cornerstone and then clean it up with Solrock or vice versa. Because unless they're playing Counter Gain, they can't get this powered up in one turn. They have one Barbaracle and an attachment. Okidogi doesn't play Energy Switch for good reason, because you're not going to switch energy because you use Prism Energy on the Monkey Dory. I don't think they can take the knockout unless they play Zygarde or something. If they have Mega Zygarde, I'm in a bit of trouble. But as long as I'm not an idiot, we'll be totally fine. And I'm always going to be threatening a Wellspring Masked Ogerpon bosses on Tatsugiri and, I guess, Monkey Dory or Lunatone. Because remember, it's 100 to the active, 120 to the bench. So I'm always threatening a snipe attack. And I don't think they realize that also has an ability. You say Solrock Max Belt and they play with their PP? Well, unfortunately, bears don't play with their PP. So this deck doesn't have Premium Power Pro because reasons. And it's so funny how much I've been using Latias in the last couple of decks. You know, we played, what was it that we played? Hops Trevenant, where this was actually a good attacker. And, you know, they're weak to Psychic. I have... Wait, if I can put 3 Team Rocket's Pokemon, I can knock out the Ursaluna with Rocket Rush. Because what I can do is I can move a Legacy Energy to the Spidops. That's the only way the Spidops can attack is with Legacy Energy. Because remember, Prism Energy only works on basics. So if I move the Prism Energy to Spidops, it's just a colorless energy and it's a dead card. I think they're realizing that they can't win because they played Lilies as well. I got to give them a thumbs up here. So the thing is you look at my board position. We have Kangaskhan. I would have probably had to put that into play at some point to draw cards. I would have had to put Clefairy into play for sure at some point, and they could have just prioritized Monkey Dory. That would have been a huge problem because they can do 170 and then clean it up with Monkey Dory or clean it up with Ursaluna. So this is a matchup that you lose unless you have Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon. So this is just a very important card in the deck, and you cannot cut it. And there's the bosses. I guess we just... Oh, geez. Yeah, let's go Spidops. Attach that there. I guess I put the Wellspring. No, I don't want to use the Carmine this early, right? So if I bosses, who am I bossing? I guess I'm bossing the Barbaracle because that makes the most sense. Because this is the only way they can get like a Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon powered up. They were gonna let me down. Well, I don't think even if my opponent could read, they still don't really have a chance. They would have to boss every single turn, which the deck does have 3 copies or 4 copies of, depending on which of my lists they're playing. There's a Dong in my box. Yeah, I guess attacking with Solrock is a good idea, but they have to 3-shot me. 3-shotting a Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon with a Legacy Energy on it is no bueno. So we're going to have to... This is called Dewgong Box. All right, YouTube audience, if you agree that this should be called Dewgong Box, just type in the comments, I agree, this should be called Dewgong Box, and I want to have a dong in my box. All right, they figured it out. They figured it out. Are they going to knock out... Who are they going to knock out? Are they just going to Solrock my Volbeat? Because eventually they have to deal with the Cornerstone. Yeah, they have to deal with this guy eventually. All right, so I have Chi-Yu. How does Trust Your Pilot go about doing this? I should probably get another Seel just to be safe. Just to practice safe Dong Box action. Hot Dong Box action. Bid you good day. This is a family-friendly stream, so you're not allowed to say any bad words unless you're subbed, so I have to get rid of you for a few seconds. All right, this is a situation where I attach to you. I can't really risk anything, right? But I'm going to lose the Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon. So maybe I just go for Chi-Yu. I think this is a Chi-Yu situation where I retreat into the Chi-Yu. I put Prism energy on you. We take the water energy to you. And then I get rid of the stadium. Yeah, so I think that's a good plan. Because there is a way this goes south. You know, the more prizes I can take with things that are not named Ogerpon, the better. Because now they need Solrock Boss's energy. Right? They need Solrock Boss's energy. It's one naughty word a month. One naughty word a month. And TrickyBot, this just gives you free retreat because you can't get enough energy going. You can't get it up because let's say you put all 3 energy on your Ogerpon. All 3 of your energy in play is on the Ogerpon. They knock out the Ogerpon. You have to get it back with Spidops. So it all runs together. It's all symbiotic, like Venom and Peter Parker. Hands is a very naughty word. Unless you use those hands to lotion your feet, it's a very naughty word. But I do feel like I need to make it very clear. If I did not have Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon, we would have lost this game about 20 years ago. So if I get bosses, we'll be fine. That is not bosses, so I can get Fez. If I go for Fez, you're weak to Psychic. If I go for Fez, oh geez, yeah, I guess it's a Fez and Skibbity time? Or do I get... No, I guess I go this guy into play. Ultra Ball. I have a plan. I have a plan because I can't go and get Fez and use Area 0 in the same turn, so I want to get rid of this guy. Terapagos also wins me the game. Then we go for Carmine. We didn't get an Area 0. Do I have any? I have 2 in the deck somewhere. All right. So my choices are kind of limited right now. I think I have to take the knockout with the Latinas. And then I don't know how I win the game from there. I guess it's just retreat and hope. I guess. We go 1, 2, 1, done. Because they actually can't knock it out, right? They can't... I don't think they can knock it out this turn. Right? How are they supposed to knock it out this turn? And Hardwood, the reason you don't go for the snipe on anybody is because I can't knock out the Ursaluna and they have Monkey Dory, so they could go double Monkey Dory and screw me over. Additionally, you have to shuffle all the energy back into your deck. So I would lose all of that. So this is a good card, don't get me wrong, in certain situations, but this situation is not one of them. But YouTube audience, I feel I have to be very, very explicit here and, you know, show you my feet, but you got to pay for that on my OF, my Obsidian Flames. This would have been a massive loss to a deck that I won a ton of games with. Oh, okay, that's fine. Unless you have bosses, that's a terrible decision. That's a great decision if you have bosses. You should have 3. You should have 3 bosses. Where are all your bosses? There we go. But unfortunately for them, I'm a bosses away from winning the game because I can just go Tatsudiri. So they were able to get through the Cornerstone, but look what it cost. It cost them everything. It cost them legacy energy. I'm literally my final bosses away from winning. And even if I don't get my bosses, I still win the game because I can Fez snipe as well. All right, let's just get everything out of the deck. Never mind. Let's get everything on deck. Oh, never mind. So in this situation, I'm going to keep the Night Stretcher. I'm just going to Fez, right? We don't need the bosses this turn to win. Damn it. I thought Reverse Psychology would win it for me. All right, let's go. Oh, I don't have any energy. Ah, this deck is fun. Okay, so let's play with our balls. Get rid of that and that. We will go... Yeah, let's just get everybody... Let's have a party here. Let's just have a fun... Let's have a all-night party. We're going to have an all-night party here. We're going to put you there. We're going to put that there. Unless they were see-through. My patented see-through socks. All right, and then we got the bosses. We got the Prism Energy, which is great. So I think that's guaranteed game. I don't think there's any way I can lose now. Actually, let's be funny. Let's be funny. Let's be funny because we can. All right? We're going to be funny because we can, because I'm a jerk face. And this is another fun little thing you can do with this deck that nobody ever expects, is you can Crown Opal. So you can use Crown Opal, make yourself immune to basic attacks. Like I said, this is not great, but it is funny that you can Cornerstone Master Ogerpon, you can wall basics, they conceded. I had bosses on their Totsadiri and then sniped the Lunatone, and they just had no answer. I could have used Night Stretcher for my Cornerstone. So there's like 2 really good matchups. So against 10% of the meta, this deck is great if everything goes right. But if you prize your one card you need for that matchup, how was Latias the MVP? But if you prize the one card you need for that matchup, this deck just absolutely collapses like a Jenga tower. This is literally the exact same start I had last time. There's no way this is Honchkrow, right? If this is Honchkrow, we're just absolutely screwed. I cannot win against Honchkrow. But this is amazing. Okay, so we go Legacy Energy on you. Tarountula down. Quick Sign. They have no way of affecting my hand because I haven't taken a knockout. The problem here is, what are we facing? I have no idea what we're facing. It could be either Honchkrow or Mewtwo. I saw Spidops. I saw Spidops. So we just go get Cornerstone Master Ogerpon, and I think that's game. Because the only way they can win this game, again, this guy has been nuts. This guy has been absolutely nuts. Terapagos is also going to be very important. And Lena Vibes left me with 1 energy the whole game. Well, you watch my Salazzle video, you know you don't need card draw. But I do think, yeah, Dracloak is probably the best. I didn't put the Dragapult list for whatever reason. I think I just ran out of space. I didn't put the Dragapult list for Salazzle in the video. And I'm not really sure why I didn't. I should have, because I think someone asked for it, so I definitely should have done that, but I didn't because I'm a. How the hell do we have all of our special energy? Lena, I can't because I deleted it. I wish I could, but I accidentally, well, not accidentally, I deleted it. I got it. I got that garbage out of there. So this is very strange. I mean, do I just I can't retreat. I guess I could retreat into the Latias. Oh, this is so awkward. I have to retreat into the Latias. No, yes? Yes. Yes? Or I can go get a Fez. I can go get a Fez and assume they're taking the knockout. But even that's not a guarantee. All right, I'm taking a chance. I'm taking the biggest chancey ever. This is not the smart thing you should be doing here. This is the dumb thing. But this is what PDCGL forces me to do. I probably should have bossed the Mewtwo, but I'm banking on the fact that they do not have a Team Rocket's energy, or if they do, they don't see it. No, Mr. Darkseid, this is how they deal with Ogerpon. You just attach 2 Team Rocket's energy to your Mimikyu, and then you hit into my Ogerpon twice, and that's it. So again, I took a huge risk here because, you know, I should have probably, they've already lost the game. They've already lost the game. They needed to attach Team Rocket's energy to the Mimikyu. So we're just facing like our auto wins. And then I also have Terapagos ready and waiting when they realize that this is their only out to win the game. And I gotta give you a thumbs up, unless you play Repel. Because I faced this matchup earlier and I forgot about Cornerstone Master Ogerpon because I was playing like 7 different versions at one time. The only way they can beat you off is with Team Rocket's Mimikyu or, you know, gusting around it. But as long as I'm not an idiot, we'll be fine. And I'd like to point out that we have 4 of our 5 special energy, no water, no supporters, but we would have lost that game if not for Volbeat. Volbeat should be the MVP, but it was Cornerstone Master Ogerpon. Volbeat is the best. No one's playing Team Rocket's Kangaskhan because nobody believes in the heart of the cards. I'm not saying that my opponent's a crazy person, but they do have a Hero's Cape on a Teal Master Ogerpon, and I mean, technically that is the correct call here. So let's go Poké Pad for, I mean, we don't want Volbeat. I guess we just want Regigigas. And I unfortunately have to just allure them with my bare feet. Oh, yes, my bare feet. Don't call me a... Wait, don't call me a Oki... Don't call me an Ursaluna, because I don't have bare feet. Or I do have bare feet. Damn it. So the whole point of putting this Chi-Yu in the deck... TrickyBot, ew, don't be gross. Feet pics... The only long appendages I want to see are your toes, TrickyBot. Jeez, don't be weird. But the only reason the Chi-Yu is in this deck is so I can deal with Ogerpon. And I think I'm 4-2, actually. I think I'm 4-2 with 1440. So, you know, we're starting to figure out the Dewgong deck. I think, unfortunately, you have to play Meowth. I know I'll start it in the first game I put it into play. They gave me a golden shower. I don't have a way of knocking them out, which is unfortunate. All right, so let's go... I mean, I have Terapagos, I have Cornerstone Mask, we have all the things. We have all the things we need. Ooh, okay, so let's go Ogerpon. I will... Yeah, we'll have to get rid of this and this. We do get kind of screwed over by PDCGL hating my face right now. Ooh, that's a lot of cards that aren't what I want. Hey, there's a lot of cards that I don't want. All right, let's go and get nothing we need. Ooh, that's actually really good. Okay, so we have a water in there. Let's go attach to you. I will play with my balls. We'll get rid of, unfortunately, I guess, Tarountula and water energy. I'll go for Latias. We get Latias. And that goes there. We retreat into you. Hopefully that'll buy me a turn. And we just spread the energy around like their cheeks. Actually, I don't have a Dewgong. I shouldn't have done that. And then we just, I guess I just attach the Prism energy, because they're not threatening a Mega Meganium right now. I do have to find a Dewgong, though. And that could prove to be quite difficult. I'm 4-2. I'm 6-9. They have a Rabska. And Necro, yeah, after all the bad talk, because I talked really bad about this in the intro, because as you all know, I filmed the intros to the videos before I go live. And they got the bosses. Going for the Spidops. Oh, they're going for the Regi. That's perfect. Yeah, go for the Regi. And you don't even take the knockout. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, like some nice toes. Okay, well, that's less beautiful. Okay. I mean, I guess I just retreat and make them suck my butt. Press 1 if get your butt sucked seems good. But I think this is the 4th game in a row. It's like the 4th game in a row where Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon has been the only reason I'm going to win. So is it worth playing Team Rocket's Mimikyu? I don't know. It's good. It has free retreat. It's good. But it only has 60 hit points, and that's just kind of like a game-losing card against Dragapult. Because in your head, you're like, oh my god, if I put Lillie's Clefairy into play and I have Team Rocket's Mimikyu, it's the perfect combo, because then I can knock out Dragapult with a single prizer. What you're forgetting about is that Dragapult will bosses your Clefairy, do 200 damage to it, put 6 damage counters on the Mimikyu, and take a 3-prize turn, and you will never play that combo again because Dragapult always has it like that. No, I'm still playing... Technically, yes, I am still playing Marvel Snap. And they have currently bench-locked themselves. They have no non-ability attackers. Mega Meganium is their only way of doing this. So what I can't do, fun fact, put Bravery Charm on Clefairy. That's another card we don't have anymore. Are they, okay. I guess they're sacrificing their Rabska. Smart idea in theory, but my best theory, as Jimmy Eat World always says, my best theory is of a dead man. How am I? This is insane. I'm getting all of my Prism energy all of the time. All right, so I think it has to be a bosses on the Ivysaur. As much as I honestly don't want to do anything right now, being able to boss the Ivysaur should buy me the time that I need here. Because if I just get a Dewgong, that's it. Just give me a Dewgong, I can win the game. Mega Meganium is about the only way that they can win. So a Mega Meganium becomes a huge problem later on here. But this guy is not a problem. And I really should have prioritized the Dewgong, but when you play 4 Poké Pad and 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Lillies and, oh, they bench locked themselves again. So either they don't have Mega Meganium or they don't see they're out. But it's very important I do not put Area 0 down, because what will happen is if I put Area 0 down, they have 3 Terras. They'll expand the bench, and then they'll bench a They'll bench a Chick-fil-A, and, I mean, you got to be out of bosses at some point, right? Oh, that's me. You playing the Corbo bosses like a nerd. This is the second time. This is the second time they've done that. All right, so do not be a bad pilot and do not do that. Do not be a bad pilot. Do not be bad. Do not put the areas. Do not be tempted by the dark side. Ben, what is the basic idea? Have every attacker of every type imaginable and hope you get the right matchups. That's the strategy. The actual strategy is this is just Ho-Oh Armarouge, but much worse. That is the whole strategy. We'll be switching to an Audino build after this. But the Cornerstone Masked Ogerpon has just been nothing can go wrong. But if you watched my video last year playing Ho-Oh Armarouge, it had all the pieces it needed. It just, for some reason, never actually worked, and I could never really figure out why. All right, I think maybe now is the time, but I don't really have anything I can do. Like, who do I got in there? I have to use the Night Stretcher to get back my Fez that they're probably going to knock out. I don't really have anything. I just have to take the knockout and hope. And Ben, and you're saying in those 2 weeks you haven't watched every single video I've posted? Well, yeah, the Raps is kind of useless in this matchup unless I, put some damage somewhere. And the draw engine here is Kangaskhan and Fezandipiti. So you're supposed to have Kangaskhan in the active and then Fezandipiti to draw you cards. I have Night Stretcher for the Chi-Yu, so I can take a knockout. I only have 2 bosses in the deck, so that's a bit low. And Leah, you took Armarouge to Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. It was such a weird deck. It has all the pieces. You can play every type of Pokemon. You get energy acceleration. You can move all that energy around. But it just never worked. You had Iron Hands to beat off single prizers. You had, Wellspring Masked Ogerpon. You had Bravery Charm to make your basics even beefier. The deck doesn't work. And the only reason I'm winning these games is because of this guy. We got our first Dewgong. Nobody panicked. We got our first Dewgong. Okay, so I don't have a bosses. I think this is just a Chi-Yu situation, right? We just take the knockout. We make them hate life. We go, I Chi-Use you. We know for a fact they're going to bump my stadium. So I know for an absolute fact they will bump my stadium. In that situation, who do I get rid of? Do I get rid of the Regigigas? So if I do that and that, we go ground melt. Oh no, I'm bumping my stadium. I'm bumping my stadium. You know what? I think I'm fully set up. I'm fully set up. I'm going to get rid of the Fez. We're going to live on the edge here. We're going to be like Lady Gaga. We're going to live on the edge of glory. We're going to be like Lady Gaga in Joker 2, which I haven't seen. We're going to live on the edge of a glory hole here. And yeah, 2 wins drop, and it was just so bad. But yeah, Tricky Bot, I think getting rid of Latias would have been the correct call there. But getting rid of the Fez at least denies a prize. Like, if they had Genesect, the Genesect that snipes your bench, at least I would have gotten rid of that. Right? That would have been at least something. It would have prevented them from a spicy Genesect, but it doesn't seem like they have too much spice. They're not a spice girl. They're not Sporty Spice. But how do I win this game? Oh, I can just kind of win the game very soon. And Blaze, Ironically, your name is Blaze. You're going to get burned by a Chi-Yu. So I stand by this decision. I originally had Moltres, because Moltres is just such an amazing card, one-shotting every Ogerpon in the world. But this is for the Crustal matchup. I also took out Team Rocket's Articuno, because that can do 60 damage very easily. But the problem with Team Rocket's Articuno is that it's only good for the one matchup. This guy is good, just it does 120. So it knocks out a Monkey Dory, it knocks out a Teal Mask Ogerpon, it knocks out a Meganium, it knocks out, you know, just like single prizers. It gets rid of your area 0, so you can use it offensively and defensively as well. So I think this card is just kind of perfect. This card is everything this deck wants. It just wishes it was a little bit stronger. You know, it wishes the Golden Shower was a little bit stronger. It is your time, Reggie. It is your time to shine. We have arrived, Regigigas. All right, do I have a Spidops? I should have a Spidops somewhere, right? We got a Spidops somewhere. And then there's all the area 0. All right, so there's no way they can win. We'll put an Air Balloon there. And I am confident that I can win this game. Because if they go Mega Meganium, KO the Gigas, we're fine. So I'm just going to thin the deck as much as possible. And just get rid of all of my basic water, because we want to keep the 2 Prism. Keeping the Prisms is very important, because remember, Spidops can only accelerate regular basic energy. It can only accelerate regular basic energy, so you want to keep the Prisms. You also want to keep the Prisms for Mega Mawile, assuming I have it in the deck. And we've kind of put them in a checkmate situation, because if they go for the Dewgong, I have Regigigas bosses. If they knock out the Ogerpon, I have Regigigas bosses. If they go for anybody, I have Regigigas bosses. If they knock out the Regigigas, I have Spidops, Ogerpon, Dewgong bosses. Knockout on the Bulbasaur. So after I beat them off, they're going to be Bulbasaur. What's my water attacker? Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. Which, I mean, what fire type decks are out there? Right? If you're wondering, like, oh, what fire type attackers are out there? There's Ceruledge. Well, this guy knocks out Ceruledge, right? So Regigigas is your Ceruledge counter, and you're just not really worried about that. And Blaziken, well, in that matchup, you just win, right? Because you don't care, and then I'll give them the bosses, because this gives them a chance. So this is all about etiquette. This is all about etiquette. By bossing first, I have shown them I have the board state to win. It's just going to take me, you know, 20 to 30 seconds to do all the moves. I'm assuming they can... never mind. I'm literally launching the game-winning move. Oh, no, never mind. We win no matter what, because they have 0 cards in deck. But what do I do? Do I just wait? Do I just... Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, why is everything still floating? Why is everything still floating? I can't click on any... I can't click... PDCGL, please, no. Please, I had game. I was launching the game-winning attack. I was talking about etiquette. PDCGL, please. Please, PDCGL, please. I have 8 draw supporters and 4 Ultra Ball. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess I go Morty's away the water. This is going to get a little sketchy before it gets... We got both of our counter Pokemon. Okay, so I can't show them to them. It is very important that we do not show our counter people to them. I have to put the Prism energy on, I guess, the Regigigas, because, I mean, they're not going to target the Regigigas, right? They're not going to be like, oh, I got to go for that Regigigas. Got to knock that dude out. I don't like that dude's face. And then I guess it's Air Balloon. I will play with my balls. Go get a Meowth. Oh, God, I hate this game so much. Oh, this game is great. This is my favorite game ever. This is my favorite game that has ever been made in the history of the world. I think we prized Meowth and Fezandipiti if I put it in the deck. Oh my god. Ugh. This game. Not only... Okay, wait, why are they playing with their hairy mama? Do they just not have it like that? Are they trying to stall for a turn? Because if they go for the Terapagos, that's really bad for us. Oh, that's really bad for us. Because now they just need to attach Lucario retreat, but... Oh! They did that prematurely. I don't know why. You know, you may as well just take the free prizes. But yes, they have now won the game because I needed them to go knock out the Kangaskhan, and then I would Meowth into Lillies. I would knock out their Lucario with the Clefairy. So we have to top deck a Lillies now. If we can top deck a Lillies, we'll be totally fine. But if you're wondering why my ranking is down in the 1300s again, it's because I went to play Mega Audino Smeargle versions of this deck, only faced Lucario. So I'm like, okay, we'll switch it up. We'll add an Audino and we'll do a Glass Trumpet build of Dewgong. So we'll cut out the Spidops, we'll add an Audino and Glass Trumpet. And as long as we don't face any Lucario, first game Lucario. It's the same thing that happened. I didn't put Tapu Koko EX in my original build of, I think, the Spidops build when I was testing. First game Mega Starmie. Oh, wow, they don't have it. Unless they have Air Balloon Lucario, then they're rope-a-doping me. But this guy is not going to be a problem until maybe never. This guy might not be a problem if I just top deck a Lillies. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. Okay, we put Durant down. They've already played with their hairy mama. We can get rid of... Oh, no, that would have helped. No, how do I mill the one card I actually need? The one card I actually need. The one card I needed. It was the one card. That was it. That's the only card I need in this matchup. If they would have just judged me, that would have been everything. Oh, God. Okay, no, we're fine. Everything is great. Everything is great. They are going to retreat. They're going to knock out my Terapagos with a Mega Lucario. I'm going to Dewgong. To the Clefairy. We're going to knock out their Mega Lucario, and then somehow this is going to knock out their Zygarde for game before they nullifying 0 twice. And obviously, if they just gust up my Kangaskhan and nullifying 0 and flip heads on Kangaskhan, we lose. But they're going to be too tempted. They're like, oh man, I can take the knockout and I can accelerate 3 energy to Zygarde. They're doing a lot of unnecessary things, right? They could have just attached the basic fighting to the Lunatone. Wait a minute. What? No, don't do what I think you're about to do. Do not do what I think you're about to do, Raisa Cruz. Oh, thank you. Because what they could have done is if Raisa played with her PP enough times, the Riolu can knock out the Terapagos. Because it's doing 80 damage right now, so 2 PPs is a knockout of Terapagos. There's the Lucario. All right, so I win this game as long as I can find one more Prism Energy. Permafrost, you're right. The Durant absolutely carries in this matchup. So this is actually a winnable matchup because I put in the Durant and because they have Zygarde. There we go. Finally, we got the attack. It's going to be great. They're going to power up the Zygarde. So the only way they win is if... they attach to Zygarde, bosses the Kangaskhan, flip heads on the Kangaskhan, and flip heads on the Dewgong. If they do all that, they win the game. But you may have noticed a slight problem with the situation that we're in is that I only have 2 energy on the field, and I don't have a Terra in play right now. And we still somehow... Oh, we have Terapagos. Okay, so I can Terapagos. We have 2 water, so that's good. I have to go... Oh, if they target the Dewgong, that's really bad. Like, if they knock out the Dewgong with nullifying 0... Oh, but if I put the Seel into play, that's also really bad. This is really bad. Okay. This is horrible. Because if they have bosses... If I put the Seel down... Oh, no. We are in a world of trouble right now. So maybe I should have done that differently. All right, so let's attach the Prism to this guy. I think I Night Stretcher for the Terapagos. because I can still do something. I don't know. And then we switch into the Clefairy. How much damage are we doing? We're doing 440, so that's fine. And then I'll attach, yeah, one there, one there. Dewgong. Go from, I guess, the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan to you. So here's the problem. If I put the Seel down, they can literally... We got to go on vibes. We got to go straight vibes here. We got to go straight vibes. We just have to believe that the heart of the coins is on my side. This will be in the video win, lose, or draw, because we're going to lose this game. Yeah, so we prized the Fez. We also don't have the Latias, I don't think. We prized Meowth as well. This is just what PTCGL does. You're wondering, how did you go from 5-2 to 5-6? I prized everything. I had a game where I prized both Dewgong. I have been facing just fighting decks when I've been playing Mega Audino, because Mega Audino can put 6 energy into play. Guess what happened on 2 out of my first 3 Kaleido Waltzes? I went 0 for 3 because, again, PTCGL is a well-made game. But everything will be forgiven because I can just knock this out, right? We have to hope they take a couple knockouts, though, right? Because Vengeful Crush... Oh, no, let's take in a knockout because they've taken 2 prizes. So that's 180. So that's 360, even if they use Gaia Wave. And wait, what? What? What is... What? They could have done the dream. They could have lived the dream. Actually, they would have maybe knocked out Dewgong and Seel. So that's all it was. So yeah, they could have only knocked out Dewgong and Seel. So technically that was the correct play. You know, you're probably thinking, oh, they could have lived the dream. They needed bosses to bring up either Kangaskhan or Terapagos and then have everything. But we're just going to win this game because even when PTCGL prizes everything and everything is looking like the brightest day, and I can't remember the Green Lantern's light thing. But see, I told you, we were not out of this game, even though PTCGL prized every... Wait, did I forget to put Meowth in the deck? I thought we had Meowth in the deck. All right, but yes, we forgot to put Meowth in the deck. We prized Fezandipiti. Even when I don't know where I am or whose hand is down my pants trying to reach for my deck, we still win the game because when you're facing a Mega deck, you just have to take 2 knockouts and you beat them off.